Hi everyone, this is Joy. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have made 6 cards using Simon Says Stamp Snowflake Season Card Kit. Now the card kit is no longer available, but you still can get the stamp set. And so I have decided to make non-holiday snowflake cards. I think usually when we see snowflake cards, it's a Christmas card or whatever it might be at the holiday time, but these are thank you cards and birthday cards and celebrating love cards. And so I really had a good time making these. So I'm starting with my first card. This is a great little stamp. This is from the Snowflake Season stamp set. I have a piece of white cardstock and I have it, it's A2 sized. I have that in my MISTI and I'm prepping the bottom part of my card with a powder tool, inking up my stamp with Versamark clear embossing ink. Any clear embossing ink would work just fine. And I'm going to sprinkle on some silver embossing powder. This is Ranger Ink's silver embossing powder. And this is just going to be at the bottom half. And as you can see there, it has a straight line across the top of that stamp. So it's meant for this type of design. At the top of this, I will be adding some patterned paper that comes in the kit. The patterned paper is from Whimsy Stamps, and it is gorgeous patterned paper. Now that snowflake right there at the bottom of that, the largest snowflake on that bottom stamp, has basically a matching snowflake in the stamp set. So I have my piece of patterned paper there at the top, and I'm going to stamp this whole snowflake. I'm using that tape to line up where the top paper starts. I don't want to re-ink my bottom snowflake again, if that makes sense. So I'm just using that, masking off the bottom part of that snowflake with some purple tape, inking up the top half with the Versamark ink, and stamping that, because now I'll be doing, again, some more silver embossing. So as you can see there, now we have a full snowflake, where before it was just half of the snowflake. So I'm going to heat that until it is nice and melted. And I did a ton of die cutting off camera. I die cut a ton of snowflakes. I have tons of snowflake dies. There's one that came in the card kit. I used that. And so it really was helpful to already have all of that done, so I can just come in and make a ton of these cards. Now I'm stamping the sentiment that says "Snow Much Thanks," and that is in the same Snowflake Season stamp set on the lavender cardstock that came in the kit. I also matted that whole panel that we just put together on that same lavender cardstock. I'm just centering that kind of on that line where the two papers meet. And here are the snowflakes that I used. Now, some of the snowflakes dies have been retired from my favorite things, but I did find another one that I have linked for you in the description below, also on my blog. So I'm going to adhere those down with some liquid glue, and then I'm going to come in with some fun Honeybee Stamps Arctic Snow sequins, and they're really kind of iridescent. They're really tiny. I just picked the tiny ones out that are really small and iridescent and added those to the snowflake centers and a few of them in and around on the card. And I really liked how the colors from the card kind of reflected off of those little pieces of sequins. Then I will attach this to a white A2 size card base when I'm done. And then that card is completely finished. Now this card I die cut from some gold mirror cardstock, and I have not used these sequins yet. And this is from Studio Katia Pastel Rainbow Confetti, and it is so pretty. And I love how it looked with this background. Again, this is from Whimsy Stamps paper pad. I will have that linked as well. And I'm just adhering those in and around on the card and to the center of those snowflakes. I have that trimmed down and matted on a piece of gold mirror cardstock, and I'm centering that in onto a white A2 size card base. The sentiment for that is going to say "Missing You Snow Much." That is from the Snowflake Season card kit. I'm going to add some foam tape behind that. I did that in gold embossing powder, and it's a super tiny sentiment, which I thought was just perfect for this card because the background is so pretty. And look at how pretty that card is. And look at that paper. Isn't it stunning? Oh my gosh, it's just so much fun. Okay, so on to the next card. Now I've got the folder that goes, the embossing folder, excuse me, that came in the kit, and I just ran some more of the pattern paper through that, and look at how pretty that is. So I'm going to set that aside, and another sentiment from the kit says, "Hello, friend," and it's a circle sentiment. I'm stamping that on the blue cardstock that came in the kit with some silver embossing powder. I have some not coordinating dies. I have circle dies from the stamp market. It's their nested circles, and I found one that matched pretty darn close, and I'm just using that to die cut this out. Now there are coordinating dies. I don't know if they are for the sentiment, but they definitely are for the snowflakes. I'm going to center that in that largest snowflake that was embossed with the folder. Using some foam tape, I'm going to pop that up. I do have this, I'm going to trim this down a little bit smaller than an A2 size card panel because I do want to have a white frame around it when I mount this onto the card base. I am coming in with Studio Katia's Prismatic Sky Pearls, adding it to all of the centers of the snowflakes that are embossed on here, and there's a few different sizes of these little pearls. And then that card is finished. On to the next card. I'm having this centered in my Misty because I want to stamp snowflakes all over the whole background, and I want them to go off of the sides, not just in the center of my card panel. Here are the snowflakes from this stamp set. This is not even all the snowflakes that are in the stamp set. There is quite a few more small ones. So I don't know about you, but I adore snowflake. So anything snowflake, I'm in heaven. Coming in with my Versamark ink. This is clear embossing ink and some white embossing powder. I'm just going to sprinkle that on, and then all of those beautiful snowflakes come to life on that pretty blue and green background. I'm just going to heat that until they are nice and shiny and melted. And then this card panel will also be trimmed down a little bit smaller than an A2 size, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, adhering that to a white card base. And then I already have some pre-made sentiments from Tailored Expressions. They have great, they're simple strips, birthday, Christmas. This was just like their general stamp set and coordinating dies, and it says "so grateful for you." And so I thought that would be perfect, and that is embossed in gold. I am using some of Honeybee Stamp's Reflection Dewdrops in the center of those snowflakes, and then that card is completely finished. And isn't that pretty with those white snowflakes, and that pattern paper is just drop dead gorgeous, and the combination of the two are so fabulous. Now, here are some more of these silver metallic snowflakes. You get some of this metallic paper in the kit. I had some more. I will have that linked of what I used. I'm just going to adhere these down. Again, these are just die cut from a few different ones that I have. This large one here is from the actual card kit, but any large snowflake will work. And I'm just going to adhere a cluster at the top and a cluster at the bottom. And this one actually kind of morphed into a different card than I had thought about. I actually planned on using the Studio Katia Pastel Rainbow Confetti, but I came in with Honeybee Stamp's Berry Sweet little clay hearts, and I'm adding those to the center of the snowflakes, and it's going to say "Celebrate Love." This is one of those great little sentiment cards that you get from Simon Says Stamp, and I just did some foiling with my Mink machine quite a while ago with silver foiling, and this is just going to say "Celebrate Love," and I'm just adding that to the bottom of this card. And this would be a great Valentine's card, anniversary card, wedding card. You know, all of these things happen in the winter too, so we need winter snowflake cards. So now that that one's done, isn't that cute with those little hearts in the center? It's very sweet feeling with the pinks and the blues. I just love, this is one of my favorite cards. I have about 3 that are my absolute favorites. So this is one of them. Okay, the final card, I'm coming in and trimming this piece down quite small actually. I am going to mat it onto a piece of gold cardstock, gold mirror cardstock, excuse me, just where it has a little small frame around the edge. I've got one large gold snowflake, excuse me, And I'm going to center that in that card panel. This again is the snowflake from the die set, from the card kit. And once that's adhered down, this is the strips I was talking about from Tailored Expressions, and this is the little case that holds them. It is just so nice to just pull out a sentiment that's already done. This says, here's to many more. So we've got a great little birthday sentiment, and I'm just popping that up on some foam tape. And I'm going to adhere this to a white A2 size card base with some foam tape 4 dimension. And I left quite a bit of that white frame around, which I really liked the look of. And isn't that just a stunning card? No sequence, nothing needed for this. Super, super pretty. I want to thank you guys so very much for stopping by and watching. I hope that you enjoyed this project. I hope that you really enjoyed these cards and are thinking about these winter cards for something other than holiday. If you like what you've seen, please subscribe to my channel, comment, thumbs up, share. I do have some affiliate links. They cost you nothing to use, but they help me, so thank you, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.